Many descendants of German and Austrian residents are living in the state of Israel today, having the eligibility to obtain European citizenship. Now, what is the process to apply for citizenship? Who even is entitled to Austrian or German citizenship? And joining us now is the true pro on that matter, attorney and partner at Decker, Pex, Levy, Rosenberg, Michael Decker. Michael, so actually, let's start by understanding who is even eligible to obtain a German or Austrian citizenship.
Thank you very much, first of all, Amit. So the main category of eligible candidates are all the descendants of those that basically were residents of Germany or Austria before the Nazis came to power and after the Nazis came to power. So they came to power in 1933, January. So anyone that lived before and after those years in Germany or Austria and left, and if he was Jewish, the presumption is that he left because of fear of persecution, all the descendants of that person today are eligible for German citizenship or Austrian citizenship, whatever is relevant, almost without any conditions.
Wow, and what's the process actually if I want to get my German or Austrian citizenship? Not my case, but still, what's the process?
So basically, you always have the bureaucracy, and you have the set of documents you need to obtain. The relevant documents that are required to submit, I would separate them into two categories. There is a category of proof, basically, that you're a descendant of someone that was an actual resident of Germany and Austria in those relevant years. And that's, as I said, the main category, even though there are some other categories, by the way. In order to prove that, basically, some clients have a lot of documents, some clients don't have any documents. But we always, anyway, just for the sake of safety, do an archival search, and we try to find proof of residency in those countries in those relevant years. And after we find enough proof, we can give the clients assurance of success. And then there are the Israeli documents on the Israeli side, like birth certificates, population registrar extracts. You need, like, if you're married, then a marriage license, birth certificates connecting you to your parents and your parents to your grandparents, and so on and so forth.
And so forth. Now, we're hearing about the Portuguese passport for years. I mean, Israelis are trying in masses to obtain one. Why Austrian and German one right now? I mean, why is it happening now? Why we're talking about it right now, specifically?
I don't know what triggered both Austria and then Germany to come out with this new amendment, but they always had, like, naturalization laws, even specific ones for descendants of Jews that were forced out of those countries. But the new amendment basically is it's really a breakthrough because it almost cancels all the prohibitions that existed. To get into all the political reasons why, I have many guesses, but in the end of the day, naturally, it's a certain compensation that they're trying to give to all the descendants. And I think they kind of understand that this might be like the final time to do this. And
for sure. Now, a little more about the process we spoke about before. What documents will we need? Can people do it on their own? Do they need an attorney?
Yeah, so first of all, the archival search is something we really have an expertise in after thousands of applications that we successfully submitted. So the archival search, you really do want an expert to handle that matter for you. And then on the Israeli side, you need, like, a notary to do notarized translations. And also you should know German to be able to fill all the applications and submit everything. All in all, I really do recommend to hire a professional that will help you with the submission of the application. I think it will save you time and a lot of headache.
That's for sure. Now, Israel is going through complex times. I mean, obviously, I assume you guys are seeing it. Do you see really a spike in applications, or is it nothing out of usual and it's really the numbers were as they were before?
Well, as you already mentioned, you had the Portuguese frenzy for passports, and that happened before this political situation that exists now. I won't say that there isn't, like, a rise in maybe curiosity, but I think Israelis generally always want to know they have an additional passport just in case. It opens many opportunities. For example, you don't need a visa to the United States. Soon in Europe, you probably will need a visa as well if you're an Israeli that will solve that problem. Your children will be able to study for free in universities there. I think, honestly, most Israelis, like the vast majority, aren't going to like relocate from here. But to have the opportunity to have an additional passport, especially a European one, which is a whole continent and not just one country in Europe, I think it's something that most Israelis, right, even far right and left, far left, will be interested in.
Definitely. An opportunity is always a good idea. Michael Decker, thank you so much for joining us.
All right. Thank you very much,
you very
Amit.
much.